Spider-Man Far From Home, the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming and the aftermath of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. This film was awesome. We get a great villain in Mysterio, we get some surprises, and an update on what the future of the MCU will be. This film starts out with Spider-Man and his classmates going to Europe for a summer break trip or something like that. And his summer vacation doesn't go according as planned, because we have the elementals attack Europe. Water, fire, and earth. That's what it is. There's also air kind of at the end of the film, but this leads to Mysterio coming in and help Peter Parker defeating the elementals, and they forge a partnership. However, Mysterio, he can't be trusted. You think he's Spider-Man's friend, you think he's an ally, when he reveals that his entire operation is a fraud. The elementals are fake. They're just illusions coming off a projector from drones that simulate the elementals. And Spider-Man figures out when he finds a piece of a projector accidentally when he's trying to defeat the fire elemental. So this leads Spider-Man onto a collision course with Mysterio. We see some great illusion scenes with Spider-Man and Mysterio. This all goes to a final showdown in London, England. Mysterio, his motive, he wants to create an Avengers-level threat, and he's going to swoop in, defeat the elemental, save the day, and become a hero. He doesn't view himself as a hero, he views himself as an outcast. He was fired by Tony Stark after the events of Captain America Civil War. So he's trying to get back at him now that he's gone. He wants to be a hero that people can look up to. But Spider-Man complicates his plans. And at the end of the movie, Spider-Man defeats Mysterio. The world is safe as always. And then you get a post-credit scene. This is Mysterio's Plan B. And we get the return of J. Jonah Jameson, portrayed by J.K. Simmons. I was excited to see him. I popped out of my seat. I marked out for it, because I really love this guy. I like J. Jonah Jameson. And he exposed Peter Parker's identity. He said, like, Spider-Man's real identity is Peter Parker. That's how the film ended. Let's get another post-credit scene. Nick Fury's in this movie. It turns out he's Talos the whole time from Captain Marvel. What I like about this movie is Spider-Man's interactions with Happy Hogan and Nick Fury. Again, he's working with more established names. And like Mysterio, he's pretty cool. I was wanting to see Mysterio in a Spider-Man film, and I praise the Spider-Man films with the villains. You know, like the Lizard, Electro, Mysterio, Vulture. They're kind of staying away from the normal Spider-Man villains, which are Venom, Doc Ock, and Green Goblin. I like to see Doc Ock and Green Goblin back. Yeah. Let's get more character development from MJ, the love interest in this film. In this film, she finds out that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Usually when something happens, Peter Parker just disappears. This time she kind of follows him. And she kind of puts together the puzzle pieces. Because every time Spider-Man had to rescue them, Peter Parker's nowhere to be found. MVPs are Tom Holland. Him as Peter Parker, he nails it. The age, he has personality, he's charismatic, he's outgoing. I like him. He's my favorite Spider-Man so far. It took a couple films for him to do so, but he is now. And J.K. Simmons. He's an MVP. You have to praise him. I like his work as J. Jonah Jameson. there's one thing that was missing about Homecoming and Amazing Spider-Man films is that they did not have J. Jonah Jameson. He was the fun to watch in the Spider-Man trilogy, and you really did notice his absence after the other films. So Far From Home, I give it a 10 out of 10, and this is my second favorite Spider-Man in the series. Because that J. Jonah Jameson post-credit scene that gets it past 1 and 2. Doesn't it beat the Amazing Spider-Man? I don't think anyone will beat that one. Because that was the first one I saw in theaters, and I had a great time watching it. So, the Amazing Spider-Man, Far From Home, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Homecoming, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. And I'd like to praise this movie for finally thank God. I'd like to praise this movie. I'd like to thank God for Far From Home finally defeating Spider-Man 3 at the box office. This movie made $1 billion. Spider-Man 3 made $890 million in the box office. For 5 years, that was the highest grossing Marvel film before being overtaken by the Avengers. And for 12 years, more than a decade, that was the highest grossing Spider-Man film. Spider-Man 3 even beat Iron Man at the box office. Don't know how that's possible. He even beat the 2 Deadpool films and X-Men Future Past at the box office. That movie made a lot of money. And in 2007, for him to do so, that was rare. But that's because it's Spider-Man, makes money. But yeah. So where does the MCU go from here? I don't know. The world knows he's Peter Parker. Kind of like what Jameson did there. It's kind of like Iron Man, where Tony Stark announced to the world that he is Iron Man. And for this instance, Peter Parker is the new Iron Man. So I guess everyone must know who he is. So we'll see what happens in the third film, but this has been your Far From Home review.